So the core stuff. So you know LF1, LF2, LF3. So I think you just take a volunteer for each one, or we just keep hitting the two new guys whenever you see one of these.
Two new guys. Mitch.
Go ahead and grab one, pass around.
I'll hold the fucking camera.
Okay, so decline sit-ups, right?
Oh yeah, you don't eat candy.
So this is H28, so what you should see that comes to life, the old core manual was too elaborate, too much there. It's still fine, you can use it, but it's hardly overkill for most people's needs. So literally a lot of people, for the rest of their life, can do LF1, 2, 3, and 4 pretty much forever and have enough variation in their core training and still stimulate that core enough, their body fat gets down enough, they will have a nice six-pack ab. It's just they like to feel the tension of the abs come in, they like to feel them popping. When they start showing ability to get outside of the LF1, the rotation of heavy and light is actually magical in doing the light volume stuff on the ground. So like think LF1, 2, 3, and 4 versus the heavy stuff. So you'll see something like H28 is the first one, I think. And it is the decline sit-ups, bench, knee roll, dumbbell, side bends. It's the weighted stuff, not the ground weighted stuff. When we have like a bench that's harder, the knee rolls on a bench, hanging leg raises, the cable stuff, that's the heavy stuff. There's heavy core training and the reps are typically much lower. That gets into the abs much harder differently and gives you different stimulus than the low grade volume stuff on the ground. So they're getting, like, swear to God, take any one of your clients who are eligible for this, take them through H28. Someone who's been stuck in just doing the light foundation stuff on the ground, they do H28 well for 3 rounds one day. Oh my God, what do we do? It was amazing. It's the most simple basic core stuff on earth, but it's the heavier stuff that stimulates deep in there, and they're going to be like, wow, can we do that again? But it's more about the random rotation of it going heavy, light, heavy, light, heavy, light. So you can throw an H28, say, if you're doing 3 core workouts a week, every other workout, or a heavy one every other workout basically, and you keep that chronic soreness in their core all the time, and they're hitting that six-pack feel they want, they feel their abs work. How much of that is necessary, ultimately, for their spinal health and the six-pack and all that? Much less than we actually really honestly need. If there's someone like Marina who just need to get moved to lose weight, then it's really all pretty much relevant. I would still do LF1 through 4, as I believe there is a point to training the core there, balancing now with all the extension we're doing. Yes, it's balance off the spine, and the low back pieces on there as well. So getting the plank, the side plank, Superman, bird dogs, I think those are all therapeutic and corrective on their own. So I like the fact that those get in there routinely. So that's the overall programming balance coming together. But so after phase 1, phase 2 and 3, the light heavy rotation should start happening. So they should start seeing the heavy stuff coming every other workout. Likewise, I might even change it soon where I always say on phase 3 they should be getting hyperextensions every deadlift day. That's how important of an exercise I find it to be. So the person I was talking about earlier that had 2 back injuries out of 8 clients in 1 week, who's a very focused person typically, I think we could help those situations out if in phase 2 even we start alternating heavy hypers in every deadlift day, and making an actual exercise versus a core piece at the end. And it's routinely in that day. We need to chronically hit this every other workout and nail that position and develop those records. I don't think hitting it once a week is enough in this population. You know, so unless their deadlifts are A+ and they're locked in tight and they can engage that and they're advanced, then they can take out. I hardly ever do hypers anymore. I still do them, but I did thousands of them early on in my lifting career. I don't. Backs engaged. When I do an RDL, it's typically RDLs get up. My deadlifts and all my pulls off the ground are locked in tight. So it's the necessity of it is not there. These clients are not like that. Does that all make sense? Follow me on that? Okay, so let's get this knocked out. First, decline sit-ups. Let's get Tony on here.
Come on, big two.
Real simple here. So on a decline sit-up, it's real subtle position here. So sit upright, locking the feet in the pegs.
I have a question.
Yes.
So Ryan Adams on more pain to ask.
What? Oh, I know.
I can do that.
Because his drag slides in,
Some protein.
you know,
Yeah.
he has to reset, and so I get him set up.
Sure.
Super high, up on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Start off,
No, like
slide down, knee on dumbbell, all max, sliding down, like scoot him up.
Past it. So actually, what I might even do is actually just have his ass sit behind it. Literally. So ideally, I like to set him up there, but what I like to have is sacrum would say sitting upright tight here in front of the crack there, in a slight fetal position there, flexed in. So the whole, let's do that one real quick. We'll go back. So arms across the chest. So keep him tight there. So anti-postural position basically. What's going on? So he's going down slow. When the small back and hits there, that's good. But I err on the light side first, see how they respond. Some people get back in if they overextend too much. So down slow, stay tight, 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 tight. exhale, squeeze up, good. And then I'm going to assess his range, see how he looks, good. Stay tight, inhale, 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 exhale up, good. When he has to start getting thoracic extension in there, that's too far. If he can do it lower and stay curled in, it's unnecessary range. So going down to where his scapula is still off, in the air there, that's fine range, and I can still get what I need to get done there. So versus going all the way down and opening, then back up, and his head dropping down, just disorienting and unnecessary. That's the basics of it. So staying tight, inhale down, exhale up. Now, where are you at with your butt? So he's in the crease there now, and it's a little uncomfortable in there. So he might be fine, sit with your butt slightly behind the crease. There you go. Let's do the same thing and see how you feel comfortable. You tell me if this is comfortable or not. Go down slow, same exercise. Exhale, squeeze up. Good. One. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze up. One more. Stay tight. Inhale. And I'll start punching them in there just to check them out, see how they're doing. It's real easy to extend on this. Okay, good. Relax. How do you feel?
Feel better? It felt bad for me, but I think mostly because of my feet.
And you're long, so it makes sense to probably have you back there. And I've done both, and I would literally just test and see if you stop sliding around, so it takes out the slack of it. So hopefully that works.
I wouldn't slide around as much. I could feel a lot. I felt a lot more stable, I guess. Like it wasn't
When you were back?
Yeah.
Yeah, so either or. I usually set them up typically in front of it, and that's how I do it, and I'm used to being 5'8", so whatever works. He's got 14 size shoes. What do you wear? 13. Anyone else? That's insane. Okay, so that's the decline setup. Weighted on this, I don't want to go spend too much time on that, but weighted on this, I would typically go with a plate, maybe at the chest, a dumbbell, hold it like a football at the chest there. Watch though if you have a big plate or something that doesn't slide down and then cheat, so it's not coming down on the stomach. Try to keep it up at the chest so it's weighting the upper torso there, and his abs got to work to keep that from extending the spine there. So you could have two dumbbells draped there, but it's going to be very hard to not keep them from extending. Dumbbell with the chest like a football, plate held across the chest. Those are the standard ways I would weight that. Unless you have a weighted vest on, something crazy like that. Okay, bench knee roll will be the second part of H28, so we flip him off here. I have his butt down here, hands down there. So let him flip. Feet are going to hang off the edge. Same thing as a knee roll, but we're actually getting much more range of motion, and we're getting a weighted stretch. So weighted stretches do what? Cause a lot of soreness. So that's the brilliance of this. So he's going to get soreness as a result in his lower abs he may not be normally feeling. The knee roll on the ground stops your range. You're not getting a real huge range of motion on the core there. So grab behind your head. Just hold nice and firm there. Ankles and knees together. And exhale, roll up. Here, he just wants to get a little bit of elevation. He doesn't need to come up way up. And I wouldn't even recommend it. So just a little bit up there. Inhale down. Exhale up. Slow. Good. Inhale down. Exhale up. Slow. Stay tight. Good. 2. Inhale. Exhale up. 3. Inhale. Exhale up. 4. It's tight. Good. All right. So how would I weight that? I'd put a medicine ball between his knees is one obscure way to do it, but they're all upstairs. We'll get some more. Ankle weights on his feet are nice. It doesn't take much on this. And actually, after doing the decline sit-up, this is his first heavy core circuit. This is going to be hard, actually. This is where people start breaking down. So 10 to 15 reps is usually a good rep scheme on the decline sit-up. 10 is hard for most people, especially if you weight it. Don't consider it a weighted exercise if you're doing more than 10 reps. And if you're doing any exercise beyond 15, it's cardio. So think of it that way. The core is more resilient. You can get some volume in. Calves are different as well. But the volume stuff, at first think about 15 to 20 to get someone's conditioning level up. But when you're going in the weighted realm here, if their form's nice and tight, start weighting that up with some resistance. 5 pounds, 10 pounds, etc. So think in the 10 rep range. So same thing on the knee roll. Medicine ball between the knees. Ankle weights there. On the medicine ball between the knees, make sure you stay tight or it's going to fall down on the goods. Okay, dumbbell side bend. This is the one that's actually beat up the most. Form. I like doing, for advanced people, super heavy side bends. You feel some amazing tightness in there. But on the side bend here, I'll just do this one. Standing symmetrical, as if I'm in a postural position first. Okay, no need for 2 dumbbells on this. That kills the whole point of this. So I'm trying to offset my center of gravity here and trying to find midline stability and symmetry here. So when I stand tall here, I'm already feeling this firing on this side. As I come down, it's just like the side bend there, I'm coming back up. You can go a little extra if you need to feel that side there, but really there to there is fine. It's appropriate. If you have a good enough load and you have someone that controls all these pieces well enough, they should feel it. I'm feeling a lot going on. Just with this to this. Think down, symmetrical. Down, symmetrical. This is fine, though, but that's going to favor is that kind of thing. Think John Samer. This is his side. I feel nothing in there, but pre-fatigue from what I just did a minute ago. But tight there, stretch, lateral flexion of the spine there, back. But yes, that's fine if they can control that. So you can go knee to knee, so just like a regular side bend, that'd be fine. So look for any silly motions in there. Are their hips stable here? Where's the motion taking place? Is it my shoulders, my hips swinging around, or is it all in the obliques there? Squeeze. Aggressive, obnoxious air actually helps me feel a lot better. That inhales, it stretches and expands everything. Squeeze and flex, tight as hell. I'm almost cramping right now. Okay, same thing. And then I like palpating myself to see if I can feel that engage, turn it all on, ask them if they feel it. A lot of times this is when they don't feel crap. If you're going 10, 15 pounds, most people, even females, will not feel a lot of that kind of weight. Their arm can over-dominate that motion and do the work for them. So you kind of need to load this one up as long as it looks clean. Start light. If it was Shanna, for example, I would go 25, 30 to 35, 40 to 45 on her at the heaviest end. So 8 to 10 reps in that 40 to 45, 50 pound range. Any questions? So look for silly compensations on the arm and shoulder. If you ever see John Timber do this, you have a good laugh because he's the hardest one I've ever had to try to get right with that. So I will go on in on him and actually hold his hips and try to hold this in. Okay, now do a side bend. And I can guarantee that this is going to do more work and I can keep that from compensating at the hips. Okay, that's H28. Now there's lumbar work as question mark. So lumbar work, low back work should be on every single core workout for the most part. Where you got to use your brain on this is, if I am using this abbreviated core manual and I had someone do deadlifts yesterday or hyperextensions yesterday, and let's say this is a later client or something, or an in-between day, I wouldn't be doing a lot of hypers on the in-between days. Too much low back fatigue, you may set them up for injury the next day because they're fatigued and can't handle hold that tight postural position. Things like planks and stuff you can get away with, a little bit different, but I would just be conscious of that day to day on their training so you don't beat any one area up too much. But so lumbar, that's why it's lumbar work question mark. So since this is a heavier day, I think hypers, reverse hypers, stuff like that. But it all depends where the day falls and what their needs are. So if they're terrible at a plank or they're the type that bows over real bad, I'd be killing them with planks until they're really good at it. So let's see. Let's go to this brace here, your ball sit up, your brace. Don't grab a Swiss ball. So rough rule of thumb on any kind of ball setups or sits on the ground is if you take their weight divided by 2, or weight, 50% of their weight and divide that by 2 would be the weight of the dumbbells you want to keep their body weight down. That makes sense? So if I'm going to do a ball setup here, now we're to left. So this would be a ball crunch. It's a very short range of motion on flat, and it's the same as regular crunch on the ground. But a sit-up where I'm trying to get more range of motion there can be very hard to do without anchoring myself down without falling back. So I would have dumbbells here holding this down. So that's what I mean by that weight relation. So this will hold me down. Ball sit. You're going to sit a little bit different than you would on the ball to increase their range. Think of this a lot like decline sit, the same concept. But this ball is in the realm of heavy core. So same field position, nice and tight, coming down, stretch, exhale, squeeze. Down, stretch, exhale, squeeze. Find the point where if I come farther, I'm just wasting time. It's like in a chest fly. At the top there, yeah, do a full range, but if they're hanging out there, they're just buying time. Right there, that's as much of the core work as I need there. Stretch, squeeze, nice and tight there. So I kind of actually like opening up a little bit of this and getting a little bit of a stretch in there. As long as that's engaged and not flopping back there, so it sets the difference there. And that will hold me down. Same concept of weighting on the plates with the chest or the dumbbell, like a football. Any questions on that one? Cover that third one up. So ball sit up, keep great. Solid ball crunch. Cable side bend into the ball set up pitch. Cable side bend. Let's go this way. Honestly, this circuit's a little bit of a pain in the ass. If you get the cable side bend and you're worried about time, I would just go to dumbbell side bend. This is not that amazing that it really is required to do this one, but on the side bend, same rules of thumb as the regular side bend. You might even want to counterbalance with the hand here, just to see how well they hold it. But same thing, stretch, squeeze. You really need some room there. Stretch, squeeze, stretch, squeeze. To me, this is a little awkward, but I do like the way the resistance, the vector of force on this works against me a little bit. I feel like I can get a much better squeeze and hold there. You can see I'm actually getting a little bit further than I need to over there with the dumbbell, so I prefer the dumbbell side bend. It's a nice variation. People like this machine for exhale squeeze, nice and tight, and down. So the problem with this circuit is that you've got to run from over there to here to back over there and all that. So I'm going to make the dumbbell side bend on that one, hit both sides. Cable wood chopper or V-sits. Again, that's another dilemma. So the cable wood chopper here, there's several variations of this.
Right there. Hang on your fence.
Now, if someone, John Sandberg, love him to death, he has no business doing any rotational work whatsoever. There's no stability to do it, and I just don't trust him doing it. And he doesn't need it that bad. He can do the side bends as part of the J-Kill C. Now, a chopper, wood chop, let's say, I'm going to reduce variation and do the basic for this first. Start on the conservative light side. If he's got to fight with his whole body, too heavy. It should be nice coordinated motion down. So is my arms doing the work? Is my whole body weight doing the work? Or is it nice rotational work through the core there? Stretch across the shoulder, exhale, squeeze down. Literally think about, to get a coordinated arc of motion here, think about it like you're chopping wood. So that's the equidistant stance there version of this. This is the most basic version of this, I would say. Some people really like to drop down and do a half kneeling style of this, across. Come up, stretch, come down, cross. Some people come up and rotate extra with it. This is all getting fancy and only necessary if the person is able. This is the ninja style. So coming up, stretch there, you can follow with your eyes. Come across, squeeze, and up. That'll be the bigger wood chopper. Now, we did top standing. You can do a rotational version of that as well. Whatever. You're eating up time. Is it necessary? Is it sports performance stuff? That's where that would fit in more appropriately. So we did standing, both sides. Cross. Inhale up. Across. Try to not get into this kind of stuff where you're overdoing it with your arms. Comes up tall. Find midline stability there. Tight postural position. Exhale across. And then exhale across. Now, since we're on this a lift, do your opposite. There. Coming down. There. Is it relevant or necessary for most of our people? No way. All right. I think this is Mike Boyle for you guys. And so on. The other chops, you can use dumbbells for some of those. Those are fine. But if you see the cable version of this, there it is. V-sits is something, when I see the circuit, I use way more often. So you guys, questions on this? You comfortable with that? Good, good, good. Let's go back down. So V-sit, on bench regular or three-way. So sitting upright in the table in there, nice and tight here. Extend as far as you can. Spot them from the backside so they don't fall. Squeeze in nice and tight. There should be constant tension on the abs here. As flat as you can get without falling. That nice center of gravity. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze. That's the regular V-sit. Three-way would be side, middle, and side. That's 1, 2, 3, and so on. That's nice if they can coordinate it. That's not a normal exercise, typical clientele. More ninja style there. So I would go, so looking at the circuit we have, this could all be tighter here if I go ball sit up, dumbbell side bend, V-sit, unless you want to run around and whatever. Okay, so then cable crunch kneeling. I need to redo this. So I got to redo the gym. Cable crunch kneeling, I love this exercise, but again, this is another complex one to get coordinated down. So back over here. Do cardio and core at the same time. So a lot of people completely miss the point on this one, and it's subtle control of the spine on this. So I would kneel on a pad for sure, for comfort. Holding nice and tight by the forehead. You can use a V-bar, actually pretty nicely with this one too. As you kneel down, get a nice symmetrical position with the resistance there. Watch my spine and shoulders. So I want to come tight to the forehead, curl into a fetal position towards the knees, squeeze nice and tight. Inhale and reverse that motion. So you're going through a full arc of flexion extension of this one to really feel this come together versus staying flexed the whole time. My arms and lats are going to be firing like hell to really dominate the motion there. So stretch, exhale, squeeze. 1, 2, 3. Squeezing down towards the knees each time. So without getting the hip joint to open up there and the shoulders open up and stretch the rectus abdominis there, there's nothing going on other than moving at the hips. So this has got an open stretch there. Squeeze it all down nice and tight. Good? Alright, let's move on. You guys know cat backs, bird dogs, Lord Supermans, all that. Hypers. Okay, ball sit-ups. I'm just going to click these off. Don't worry about these as a circuit. I'm just clicking this off so we all know the exercises. This is a request. That's why we're doing this. So ball sit-ups we just did, ball wheel roll. So we did this, covered this one with Brendan, I think, one time. And I would not do this ever on wood, as you'll slide and face plant on it. But once you're kneeling here, this can be with the wheel of death, or this one here. I prefer this one myself. I feel a better stretch to my torso to do it, but it's more tricky. So when we start here, standing up tall, it's opening up the arm angle and the hip angle to make this come together. So coming down slow, stretch. See, I'm straight to armpits and hips. Exhale, come up. So I didn't like my range of motion, so I'm going to go lower on the ball. So down, up, inhale before you go down, so you can inhale the whole decline, or eccentric. Inhale, exhale, come in. How much is necessary? Am I torquing my shoulder just to get range? Is that even appropriate? Ask them what they're feeling on that so you can really assess. There should be a lot of, think about the upper body strength required to even do this. We've got people who can't even do push-ups, so this is where our range typically is. So think about more there. First, I want you to open the hips, open the hips, open the hips. Then bring the arms and stay safe close to them so they don't face plant and just flop down. That'll happen as soon as that arm string gets out. It's right away. That's a quick blown shoulder. It's a great exercise if it's done right, but think conservative, nice tight, abs tight. There's that abs tight cue. Finally, we can use it. Nice and tight, tight, tight. Open the arms, open the hips, arms, hips, arms, hips, arms. And then if you want to get them down lower and you think they got the strength for it, let's get in. I would just go with them. Down, real slow. I was bracing right here, nice and tight. Open, hips forward, hips forward, hips forward. Exhale, come back up. Good. Again, let's go a little bit lower. Split the hips first sooner. Down slow, open the hips, open the hips. Exhale, pull. Good. And drop the head just a little bit. Down slow, open the arms. Good. So I'm just guiding him and making sure he doesn't fall down, basically. So I will get that fresh with someone because that's a comfort level I would just assume with someone unless I'm just weird and touchy and a creep about it. But I had to push his butt in order to get his hips to start moving. He was frozen there. You see that first rep? So just to get that, so that's what I first think about earlier. I said get the hips going first. Get that open and then let's just think hips first, keep your arms locked in. And that came together better at first. So the first part of the exercise is way better, but now hips first, open hips, slowly bring the arms. Good, and that's better. So now he's feeling more through the entire torso there. So that one can go pretty bad, but watch the wood. Spot slow there, ease it down slow, don't go too fast on the way down. That's really all the nice part of the exercise is down. So 4, 3, 2, and exhale up. 4, 3, 2, and exhale up. The wheel's the same thing, but it takes more upper body strength and get a little bit lower. So same coaching and cues on that one. Ball hand off the toe touch. So think of how difficult toe touches are for some people. They can't get their legs up. Jackknives would be even worse. Same problem here. So this is an advanced version of that. Let's get Tony to get right to this. Okay, on your back. So you can refine the crap out of this one. You can make it, so let's go toe touch first. So squeeze between your legs. You just bring it up nice and high. Oh, you got tight hamstring guy here. So tight here, hold, squeeze, and reach up, hold between your ankles, nice and tight. Now, just to hold this up is going to work his lower abs like hell, is hip flexors as well, but just reach up high on the ball and tap. Reach high and down. Keep this tight, inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. So that's kicking his ass, and I call this a lower grade core exercise. So it's just difficult to hold this up, so think of this as a weight more than anything, and a distraction. So this is turned on the whole time, and he's going to get upper trunk flexion in there as well. Good. That's the basic version of that. Let's see. So the real Mac Daddy handoff, and I'll brace his legs if I have to, just a little bit, so it's kind of intermediate from actually doing his legs alone versus full-blown having to hold the ball. So a ball handoff is a jackknife, ball passing the ball from the ankles to the hand. Now here, so once you start, you're going to start down flat, but you're going to meet up in the middle here and pass it off between your ankles. As you come down, try not to touch the ground on either side. So exhale up and meet with your feet in the middle. Grab the ball with your ankles. Come down. All the way, all the way, all the way. Exhale back up. Good. Hand off. Back down. Down, down, down. Exhale back up all the way. Good. Excellent. Back down. This is a great one. So jackknives are awesome. This is even a harder jackknife. Good. So that's the basic handoff. You could literally just do come up and toe tap. How you doing? You got a few more reps in you? Sure. Okay, come back overhead to the start position. Just a toe touch only. So keep the ball in the hands. Exhale up, touch. Do it with your toes. Just touch it with your toes and come back down.
Okay, so don't hand it off?
Right, exactly. So exhale up. Buying time. And down slow. Good. Exhale up. Right there. Too much legs. Good. Exhale up.
Size 14
Right
shoes.
there. Good. Nice. One more. Exhale up. Good. Nice. All right. So that's how my first regression on that. Basically, it gets a lot harder once you put the ball on the foot. So that's the generals don't know how to play with in there. You could do half jackknife, just so we cover those real quick. Half jackknife would be where his feet are in the air the whole time, and he's just doing the upper body component of that. So feet up in the air real quick. Let's do a half jackknife, toe touch. So legs are up, half jackknife, so just touch your toes in the air and down. Back up. So if he doesn't have the strength to lift his legs up and down, that's another regression I'll throw in there. We already did the toe touch. So that'd be the ball handoff, toe touch sequences there. Good. Well, watch on the jackknife so they're not doing too much with the lower body and the legs. Should be an equal balance. Come up one jackknife and overdo the legs this time. The legs should have been. See how hard he's flexing his spine there with speed. Do it again. Oh, that was a good one actually. But lots of people are like those flexible females who've got really flexible lower body get way up there and nothing's happening up here. So try to meet them in the middle around hip level and the shoulders and head up come up a little bit. Good, and down. But likewise, your opposite happens where they're just reaching way up and their whole upper back's off the ground. Not just shoulders up, meet with the feet. Thank you. I'll do this one. Ball. So I got ball and tuck from high plank position. So that's why there's 12 options on this, and the core manual got ridiculous and all kinds of Bruce Lee shit on there. So even this is too much for some people, but if someone can handle this, is one of my favorites. So high plank position, ball knee tuck. Some people call this a pike. I believe. Actually, no, this is the knee tuck. I'll do a pike in a second. It's nice and tight there. I'm not sagged there. Nice and tight in the middle. So the knee tuck, you get it, choke up a little bit on the shins there. You can squeeze in nice and tight with the knees. Down slow. The stretch there is incredible. So think of the hardest plank you've ever done right there. Nice stretch. Exhale, squeeze tight. Down slow. Exhale, squeeze. So that's the high plank position, ball knee tuck. A pike would be coming straight up in the air like so. Oh, and down slow. Up high. Down slow. But not too many people probably should be doing that one there. What's the other one? Ball hip bridge. Ball plank, ball Superman, ball plank. High plank, this would have some specific places for it, but really this one here is the one I like. Ball plank there. Make sure they're not hitting like this shit all the time. Ball plank there, one-legged, hard as hell. Other plank. High plank here. And this is one where you want to sag a lot. So nice and tight there. Go to the toes. Little plank. It says hip bridge while we're at it. This is confusing. People have gotten lost in this one before. The hip bridge with feet on the ball. Right there. 1, 2, 3 down. 1, 2, 3 down. Single leg. 1, 2, 3 down. 1, 2, 3 down. Very easy version. Going down, relaxing. 1, 2, 3, 1. Sean Dunn style. 1, 2, 3, 2. Yeah. You can weight this one up. Alright, ball planks. Then the ball Superman. Fantastic one, but very underrated. This is a good way to cue all the pieces of the posture. It's just awkward, hard to teach. Melting over the ball is the cue I like. Melt, postural position. Melt, posture hold. So think of all the things going on. It's easy to get the shoulders into play, but think about this down here. Gotta work real hard to engage that lower piece there and get the hips in the right position. It's a tight hold, 1, 2, 3. They're getting a kinesthetic feel against the ball, but they gotta freeze and hold tight. It's a lot like a plank, but you're getting all the extension components going at the same time. Plank misses. Stretch, squeeze up, 1, 2, 3. Watch the knees. Bend, extend, 1, 2, 3. That's what they usually miss. They stay frozen there. Not bad still, but I like to get the hips to have to move a little bit too and bring it all. 1, 2, 3. It gets everything 360 around. Alright. You guys all know two-sided crunch? Two-sided crunch. It's LF4, you don't see that as often, but all it is. They learned basic crunch, knee rolls, cannonball crunch. Two-sided crunch is a slightly harder progression of that one. Hands behind the ears, here, knee roll and a crunch, and down. Very simple, but when they're used to doing only part of this, so upper torso, upper trunk there, upper trunk, and they did the knee roll on its own, and you bring it all together much harder. Not everyone can get away with that because of low back issues there, because they're getting a lot more range going on there. But very nice L4, sideline jackknives. There's videos of all this stuff, but if we'll get it. This one, it gets really awkward. Arm flat. Bend the knee, preferably this one, they start to rotate around too much and they miss the whole point. I like getting stable there. Sideline jackknife, right there. This is okay, but I feel pretty silly when I do this one. Right there. Elbow force vector from elbow to knee, squeezing tight there. And depending on where they're turning with their body here, think about what their foot's doing. So some people can point and be fine with it. Some people curl the heel or raise the toe there. Now, I don't give a shit which one they do. Whatever's putting their hips and center of gravity in the right position here. So watch what happens with the foot just to see how this transitions. Am I feeling all hip or am I feeling a little bit of obliques coming on that one? So that's sideline jack. Butt lifts, hip lifts. You see people get confused with butt lifts versus hip bridge. Butt lifts are silly, small one. Butt lifts. I'm raising my butt. Hip bridge, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, and so on. That one you can weight at the hips. Hanging leg raises. So, hanging leg raises, most of these guys will not expect. With a nail by any means. But this is the most advanced version I would say here. This is not too tall. Try it. So I would kind of start in this position where I'm floating. That's the start and finish. And coming up, bam. So I'd be bracing them from behind so I don't have to fight like I did in the second round to come back up. Probably not going to work, but just keep the legs forward just a little bit. So hang them nice and long. Okay. You just let your upper body hang the legs straight here. We're going to go to the knee version in a second, so go ahead and raise up. I'm just going to brace in there. This ain't going to work at all. So we need to find something much higher. Bend your knees and try it.
So bring these up.
Yep, so bend there. Just come back. Come back from the legs. Hang. There you go. Roll up. Good. So my point here, what I was trying to show is balancing him. So when he gets real good, he can counterbalance himself. Like on pull-ups and stuff, how many of our clients can do knock out a bunch of pull-ups? What I'm saying is brace him so he's not flopping back and forth. Yes, we can do the annoying loud version over there. It's a lot easier to hold himself up, but I just want to go over this one first. So from this, that one over there, that pull-up bar, you can get the hanging leg raise for taller people. But let me show you. I always start them off with this one just to see if they've got the strength to do it. So that's the simple secret to do it on your own. Take your time between each rep so you're not flopping around back and forth. But the chair over here is the intermediate version. That is a heavy knee roll or a heavy suspension knee roll. 2, So on that, you might say, give me 5 of the straight-legged version. When you're in the middle progression land, give me 5 of the harder ones with straight-legged and another 5 with knee rolls or something like that. So start, if you're brand new at it, say, let's build you up to 3 sets of 10 on the knee roll first, and then, okay, you're pro at these now, let's go. Timmy, you can do straight legs. Out of 10, you got 3, let's do 7 more with knee rolls. Something like that. Then ankle weights to weight. You hold a medicine ball at the ankles, at the knees. However you want to make that harder. You can do a band at the ankles around there and see if they can get up. Roll the rolls, kill the crunch side bends. We're close, we're close. I think you should all go through the yellow snowball tonight. Anybody?
Snowball.
Win. So they've been doing H28 for 3 months now. They don't get the excitement anymore. They're already over it. It's not that much fun. They're not so sore. Here's your answer. Okay, decline sit-up is our basic movement here. This is bloody hell with a British accent.
You gotta do the accent, man.
Those are good. You got one. Okay, arms across the chest. Okay, now stay in fetal position. So I'm going to take him down halfway. So it's 5 to 10 reps. Really 5 reps is all this takes to get the job in. So you go all the way down, up to halfway. Right there. So in like 45 degrees are the hardest point for him to hold midway-ish. So for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, finish the rep. Come back down all the way. Up to midway. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, finish. 2, down all the way. Up midway, stop. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, finish. 3, 2 more, down all the way. Up to mid, hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, a little high. 4, all the way down. All the way up, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, finish. 1 more, all the way down. All the way up, finish right there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, finish. So that just turns everything on way much harder. The thing that is the 5s and squats counterpart for the core. So once they stop responding to the decline sit-up, that is definitely a quick fix. Likewise, with all the weighted counterparts you can do on that. If you want to do a 30-second hold there, I would do this with John with his tight hip flexors, but you do 30-second holds on that. Work that up to 10 reps if they get really good at it, but make sure they're not sitting at such a point where it's not that hard. So find that difficult spot and hold them there. So that's the paused 5-second pause decline sit-up. Then you would go through that one. So think of it 5 reps through and then 30-second rest and repeat. Sorry, thinking out loud. Okay, let's do side plank. We know basic side plank. Your typical side plank there. Leg raise side plank. Leg raising side plank. Weighted dumbbell side plank. Arm in dumbbell side plank. So if think ankle weight, once they get good at that, this would be good on your chest back hamstring day, working in the hip piece there. Hold nice and tight, but actually I feel counter pressure over here real hard on the obliques here. When you do that, so if they get good at that, ankle weight, dumbbell as well, ankle weight and leg raises, still working a similar focus of the hips as well and the obliques. So that circuit would go the decline sit-ups, side plank, front plank, then to an iron cross. Finding a very uncomfortable position there first. Bring out the arms, hold tight, and that's one for time, just like the plank. Again, that's not one I would do with someone with terrible posture. That'd be someone ninja world, holding tight. Works like else. After doing that, this is an amazing finish piece. After any sort of circuit, that's amazing. If they have a great spine balance, let's say flexion, extension sides, if you hit plank, you can throw those in as an equal version of the plank for the flexion side of the fence. Okay, that I think covers them all. But I got one thing. Any questions? So that's the old snowball typically there. So nice and flat. So this I would call a windmill. So what's going on here? This scares the shit out of me. This is like the lunge basically. So legs are long and straight. This is working anti-rotation, say a bit. You're working rotation, but I think anti-rotation because I'm lowering slow, decelerating slow, keeping the lumbar vertebrae in check there basically. What happens though, people are thinking about my obliques doing all this crap here, the CrossFit style, you know, and I'm going to destroy my back, doing it, destroy it. So holding tight down, slow, 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale up, reset the spine. 4, 3, 2, 1, up, reset the spine. That's the way I focus on that one. But this is the way I usually use it. Nice and easy there. It's a nice hip stretch there. They get a little mobility in the hips. So 4, 3, 2, 1, up, reset the spine. 4, 3, 2, 1, up, reset the spine. I like the sandwich in there too. You can throw a medicine ball between the knees as well, ankle weights again. There's crazy versions of this, holding barbells and all that jazz. Something I expect to see you doing in your workouts there. Something off the wall. So that's that windmill and your torso twist. Now I want to haze the new people real quick. Any other questions? Okay, so new people are going to do yellow snowball real quick. Just so you guys can see this, because you never see it. So why I want to do this to you, A, because you're new, B, because you can see the timing of how this flows together as yellow snowball. This is the last one on the list for a reason. It's probably not the hardest one, but it burns. So let's get you guys on the mat.
No mat. On the wood.
Yeah, you'll need your own spot there. So go ahead and quit and grab one from you there.
Hey, is Ben not new anymore? You a veteran?
He memorized the deadlift checklist.
Okay, you're good.
Now,
Get out of jail free card.
Alright. So this is L1, 2, and 3 rolled into some hybrid stuff together. So try to keep the pace. I will jump down conservatively with the reps probably in this to be nice. Alright, on your backs. There's snowball, there's yellow snowball. The full menu is something, for example, this is a good go-to. The full menu is basically in a row, one round of LF1, 2, 3, and 4. And if it gets to be too much, just cut off L4 from the circuit. But this is something I do when I'm in a crunch, say in boot camp, and they want to feel their abs burning. And I'll say, okay, I did all the real important stuff today. We spent all this time teaching you deadlifts today. Well, we want to train core. LF1, 2, 3 real quick. I give them variation, I give them some stimulation. Playing that to come out so nice. But variation, of course, so they feel some burn, they feel different exercise, and it's not boring. So I'm just doing that for their consumer side of things. And I'll throw that in, I can get it done real quick. They know the exercises, so I don't have to work with learning curves on that basically. But it's also nice for anyone in here who has not seen their core in a while, or any that they've lost it. And it's like, I want to do a quick overview of everything real quick. We're going to hit one set of L1, 2, and 3. So I do that all the time on my workout. So, hey, I've been lazy about doing core. I'm just going to hit one round of all 4, or all 3. Depending on how hard and how much time it takes. Yellow snowball is like that, but it's just a little bit harder. Okay, here we go. Jackknives first. Let's get 15 jackknives. That's going to segue right into a toe touch. So on your last jackknife rep, you're going to stay up and go right into toe touch. So you're staying constant tension the whole time. So ready, set, exhale up, reach with the feet, and down. Exhale up, 2, inhale. Exhale up, 3, down, up, 4, down. Tony's not going to make it. Up, 5, plus upper body, up, 6. Inhale, there you go, up, 7. Inhale. Up 8. Inhale, 3 times state wrestling champion. Up 9. Inhale. Up 10. 5 more. Inhale. Up 11. Down. Up 12. Down. Up 13. Down. Up 14. It's going to start snowballing in a second. Up 15. Hold at the top. Hold at the top. Toe touches 15. Ready, set, up.